There's lots of walking to be done in Frankfurt. It'll take you at least 3 miles just to see everything once. So we should be very grateful to Volkswagen Group for putting so many of its new cars in one haul. First of all, we've got the Skoda Fabia Scout. There's the Passat R36. There's the Bentley Continental GT Speed. There's the Seat Tribue. Don't think a great deal of this one, to be honest. Now this is more like it. Meet the Lamborghini Reventon, probably the most exclusive car here at Frankfurt 2007. This thing is going to cost €1 million and only 20 will be produced. That means it costs 4 times as much as the Murcielago LP640, despite the fact it shares the same engine and it's only got 10 more horsepower. But just look at some of the details. The design has clearly been inspired, we're told, by modern jet fighter aircraft, including the F-22 Raptor. The interior is something quite special as well. We're not really able to get into it at the moment because there are rather too many girls in jumpsuits in the way, but we can just see through that the standard of the trim is pretty special. And even better, I have to say, are the wheels, which are probably the coolest wheels that have ever been fitted to a car. This is the Batmobile of supercars. Can you imagine looking at this thing as it recedes into the distance in front of you? The slatted glass engine cover is another exquisite detail. There's just one slight issue. At €1 million before local taxes, you could buy 4 Murcielago LP640s or 6 Gallardos for the same money. Probably still would though. And then this new Audi RS6, but we might spend a little bit more time on this one. I'm joined by Stefan Ryle, who's the man responsible for the technical development of the car. Tell me something about what's the most powerful RS model yet?
Yeah, the new RS6 is the most powerful RS, 580 horsepower, V10 twin-turbo charged engine TFSI.
How much more can we possibly go? Every time you guys bring out a new engine, we think this is surely the most, there can never be more power. How far can it go? I mean, this is surely as much as we'd ever want.
I'm not sure, well, I don't know what the future will bring. In the past, you're right, the increase of power compared to the former RS6 is 100 horsepower. It was 480 in the RS6 Plus, now it's 580. I don't know what the future brings, we'll see.
Now obviously you're not using DSG transmission on this car, using a conventional automatic gearbox, but I understand that you've made it a very quick shifting gearbox. What have you actually done to it?
We developed a completely new hydraulic system for the transmission, and this allows us to shorten the shifting time, and it's a speed shift automatic transmission, and the shifting time is comparable to a DSG.
Now you've already driven the car, obviously, during the development process. Just try and put it into context for us. How fast is it? What's the acceleration like?
Well, the easy numbers are 0 to 100 in 4.6 seconds, 0 to 200 in 14.9 seconds. But what the car delivers to you when you drive the car is just a superb driving. You have, in every driving condition, you have enough power. You can use that car for a long distance trip and without getting tired and getting harmed with the car, and you can use it on a racetrack or in a mountain road and have a lot of fun.
Now you've also got sort of some quite clever electronic dampers on it as well, I believe.
Yeah, we have the new step in development of our DRC system. This is a cross-connected damping system in the car, and we now have it adjustable in 3 stages so that the driver can choose between comfort, dynamic and sport, and have over that the DRC system which stabilizes the cars and reduces pitches and rolling.
And now you've developed this amazing new engine, you must be busting to use it in other projects. Is that something we're going to see elsewhere?
See what the future will bring.
Okay, so we're with another of the eagerly anticipated cars at this year's Frankfurt show, which is the BMW X6 Concept. I'm joined by BMW's Director of Design, Adrian van Hooydonk. Adrian, why have you done an off-road coupe?
Well, because many people asked us to build a car that combines a higher seating position and actually the elegance of a coupe. And that's what you see here, X6.
Now clearly at the front it's got quite a lot of similarities to the X5, but at the back it's very, very coupe-like. Was it always part of the plan to make it look as sporty as it does?
Yes, we definitely wanted to do a car that is sportier than an X5. An X5 is already quite a sporty vehicle, but this car is a little bit wider, so that actually already brings across sportiness. The front bumper, big air intakes, again that speaks of sportiness. And then the roofline, I believe, is really a true coupe roofline.
Now you talk about coupes, obviously BMW's got a great heritage when it comes to creating coupes. We've also got the 1 Series coupe here as well. What challenges do you face when you're trying to create something with a coupe roofline that's actually this tall?
Well, it wasn't as difficult as we might have thought in the beginning. We felt that with this line now it was possible to offer people this higher seating position and even space in the rear seats. This is a car that actually really seats people comfortably. I even fit in the back, and still we were able to have this very flowing roofline. So in the end it wasn't all that difficult.
And presumably part of the brief as well from the engineers has been to make sure it very much drives like a BMW.
Absolutely, and not just a BMW. This is going to be a very, very sporty vehicle indeed. Lower center of gravity, wider track than the X5, and the X5 is already quite a good performer. So I think the engineers can do a good job with this package.
Motor shows are all about having fun as well, and here's one of the more amusing concepts at Frankfurt, the Citroen C Cactus. Bit of a silly name, but what it's doing is hinting at the direction of cool, environmentally friendly cars in the future. We've got 75 grams per kilometre of CO2 and 100 mpg, for what Citroen's claiming would be approximately the same price as a base C4. It's packed with neat details. Once again, we've got super cool low rolling resistance tyres. Another thing we've not seen before is these see-through rear lights, which allow lights to enter the cabin while still working as tail lights. And if you're wondering what this is, well, there's no real mystery here. The C Airscape is a very thinly disguised look at what next year's replacement for the C5 is going to look like. Citroen have done it as a conventional two-door cabrio to give it a bit of motor show chic, but of course we're going to have it as a usual five-door hatchback. It's quite a cool looking thing, isn't it? Right here with another of the very significant cars of the show. This is the Mercedes F700 Concept, which is another of those looks at the far future of luxury motoring, we're told. Now, I'm joined here by Jorn Peterson, who's one of the guys responsible for this car. I understand that you've really moved the barriers in terms of what you call the human-machine interface. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
One big feature for this convenient car is even the so-called magic carpet. Maybe you know this expression. There is an active body control system, which is a scanning system integrated in the headlamps. And this system scans the road in front of the car. And the computer inside the car knows when the road bump will hit the wheel. And so we can lift the wheel so that the car stays very smooth and calm. And that's another new feature which transports this relaxed and convenient interior.
So which of the features of this car do you think are closest to production? Which of the features are we likely to see first?
Well, that's heavy to say because all the ideas we are working on are on a different timeline, you know, and so maybe some of the features will come in the next years, some take some years longer, that depends. But everything you see here is in general realizable.
As you'd expect, the environment has been right at the top of the agenda here in Frankfurt, no more so than on the Volkswagen stand, where we've got the Up Concept, which is meant to be showing us what the car of the future is going to be looked like. I'm joined by Hartmut Hoffmann from Volkswagen to tell us a little bit more about it. Now, this is the sort of car that we're all going to be driving in 5-10 years?
It could be, yes. That's here a study for a small, new small family car, and especially this item is produced to show also as a CO2 icon.
So what have you been able to do with CO2? What's possible with that?
Yeah, for this car, for example, with a gas engine, we could reduce the CO2 under 100 grams per kilometers. And with a diesel engine, we could reduce it to less than 80 grams per kilometer.
Just talk us through some of the technical highlights of the car. I mean, obviously we're looking at quite a cool little show concept here, but you've got some very serious and production viable technology in it as well, haven't you?
Yes, that's right. But for this, it's first a design study, and what we would like to show is that we show maximum room inside on a minimum space on a street, and so what we like to show here is to show this big room inside.
So that was press day at the 2007 Frankfurt Motorshow. The story from here is one of contrasts. We've got everything from ultra-economical super minis through to old-fashioned supercar excess. Now, if you do decide to make the trip, and believe me, it's probably worth it, just take one piece of advice from me. Pack some walking shoes.